Hello, or rather, should I say, Habari Gani. Habari Gani, beautiful, right? Today is Umoja, right? And today I want to speak with you about Kwanzaa and how we do Kwanzaa. Now, this is not a video teaching you how to celebrate Kwanzaa. This is just one explaining what we do and how we celebrate Kwanzaa here in our home. Hi, I am OKeba Anahata Ra, and I just want to share some videos with you. I talk with you about motherhood. I speak about relationships, and I speak about being your feminine best self, right? And improving ourselves each and every day, becoming the best version of the woman that we can be in this life. Yes, indeed. So let's talk about this. Kwanzaa. Today is the first day of Kwanzaa, and hopefully you guys have had a wonderful holiday break. For those of you who celebrate, I hope you do celebrate something during this holiday season, the season of lights, this time and period of time of the year that most people around the world are acknowledging the changing of the seasons and all of the things that happen with planets and planetary alignments. We are connected to all of this, and it affects us in various forms, various ways in our lives. And not to get too deep into that, but it can get quite deep, and a deep science of all of that. And so we passed the winter equinox, and now we've moved into another stage where now the days are getting longer. And part of that, after our Christmas time, and check out my Christmas video if you haven't watched it yet. Check that out and find out what we do during Christmas. But now we have our Kwanzaa time. And just a little bit of information about Kwanzaa. Kwanzaa is a celebration of the harvest. That's basically what it's speaking about, the harvest. It's a little bit later in the season, which most harvest celebrations start more so around the fall time, when most people are harvesting their foods, when the ground is getting colder and it's time to take up all of those foods. And then you have celebrations that often happen of giving thanks from the rewards from a good harvest, giving thanks for all of the blessings for that year, and knowing that we're moving into colder weather, but at a point there will be a time when the days will become longer and more light will be coming onto the planet. And but this particular celebration, the harvest of Kwanzaa, is something that was put together specifically for African Americans, foundational Black Americans, as I like to also say, by Dr. Malana Karenga in the 1960s. And other people can celebrate it, of course, and other people can acknowledge it, and you see it on calendars, and you see it in various places because more and more people are celebrating it, and that's a wonderful thing. Just knowing and understanding what it's about, though, is a good idea, and that it was brought together as a way of unifying African American people under a similar umbrella, something that all of us could celebrate and not decline because we don't follow a particular religion. Like Muslims, there are a lot of Black American Muslims, and they don't necessarily, a lot of them don't celebrate Christmas, but Kwanzaa is not a religious holiday. It is a cultural holiday that acknowledges the season, that acknowledges that particular harvest in the season, but more so it gets you to look at and focus in on the upcoming year and putting various things in place that are part of the principles, the Nguzo Saba, but a part of those principles and tying them into your life for the upcoming year. Unity, cooperative economics, self-determination, purpose, faith, all of those principles that are aligned with Kwanzaa, looking at those things throughout the year, preparing for the year, like how people set their New Year's resolutions and different things that they want to do better, certain behaviors, negative behaviors that they're going to give up. This is a great time to set the focus for the upcoming year. And so that's largely how Kwanzaa works. It's not meant to be religious. It's meant to be something that will bring unity to the people, right? Today is Umoja, which is unity, and the first day of Kwanzaa. And so I remember when I used to attend my dance classes with the Uhuru dancers. Woohoo! we always had a community dance class, and there were so many different women and men and children and people from all sorts of backgrounds, all black, but all celebrating, all of us having different religious perspectives and different religious practices, Christian, Muslim, practicing Ifa, Hebrew Israelites. There were all sorts of us in there, Buddhists. There were all sorts of us in there practicing various religious belief systems, but we were able to all come together under the celebration of Kwanzaa. And it was a beautiful thing because we talked about the principles, and we set it up as a whole celebration, as a community. We invited people on the outside who didn't attend classes. We invited them to come in and be a part of the celebration, and we put on a performance, and we fed the community, and it was a beautiful, wonderful thing. But that's the energy of Kwanzaa. It's supposed to be about unity. So what we do in our household, and we started really celebrating Kwanzaa about 5 years ago. That's when I really invested in a lot of the materials, my kinara, my candle holder, my cups of unity. Usually you can buy it as a whole kit, and this is one of the things that kind of was a little bothersome to me about Kwanzaa, is because when I ordered my kit, I ordered it from a place out in California, but it took a long time to get to me, and there were questions. I had questions about, well, what's happening? And then the guy revealed to me that they're getting all their stuff from Africa. They're shipping it overseas. And my question was, this is not something that Africans celebrate. This is an African American holiday. So why are we not taking full ownership by producing or creating the materials needed to celebrate our own celebration and holiday? Right? Again, we are connecting with African people, but as African Americans, as foundational Black Americans, we have our own unique history, right? And yes, our history goes far back, but the history of the foundational Black American does start when we start here, and it becomes a very different. Well, it doesn't start when we start here, but there's a different pathway of our lives that began on these shores, and we created a lot a lot of things, and we've actually had a whole lot of experiences and a lot of negative things, but also a lot of positive things. You can't even tell the story of the Americas without talking about the depths of us and all the things that we've brought to the table and everything that we've done in this country and how we've shaped this landscape. I mean, this would not really be a fully democratic country if we were not here pushing the envelope constantly. Check out, I'll put a link to another video where I talked a little deeper about that. The gift of the Black man and woman in America, and how we really have been a blessing. The Gift of the Negro, which is a book by W.E.B. Du Bois. It's a beautiful book to check out so you understand the depths of what I'm speaking of. But anyway, talking about Kwanzaa. But anybody can celebrate Kwanzaa, and this is ours. And this is something for us to take ownership of. And so just speaking a little bit more about that, when we celebrate it, if you are choosing to celebrate, which I think is a good thing, to acknowledge it and to make it a part of your life, to make it a part of you, because because it sets the tone for the upcoming year. It's about unity. It gets you into that mindset of always thinking about, okay, we do have a Black community. Even if you're a person who feels like, listen, we need to be more blended. We need to, we're American, more American. Even if that's your attitude, you always still should acknowledge that you have a historical background. You come from somewhere else. All of us who are here in this melting pot of the United States came from somewhere else. And we bring a culture, and we have created new and unique cultures being here in this country. So one of the things that we do, which is a part of the Kwanzaa celebration, in addition to putting up posters, putting up different images around the house, what we also do each night in the lighting ceremony is we deal with the focus of the principle of the day, the Nguzo Saba of the day, and every person in the house lights a candle for each night of the week. And we talk about that principle. Like today is Umoja, unity. And so we're going to talk about unity, what does that mean to us on a personal level? What does that mean to us as a family level? And what does that mean to us on a communal level, as well as on a national level too? And we just have discussions about that. And that becomes a good family time for teaching your young children, as well as just sharing your values that you have as a family. It becomes another family valued shared day. In addition to that, on New Year's Eve, which you have the night of Kuumba, which is creativity. Typically on those nights in the past, I usually had my children perform something, come together. They did something. I'm thinking about whether I'm gonna do it or not. I didn't fully plan it this year, but on that night, that's when we have your karamu, and that's when everybody's coming together to eat the feast. And we eat a very traditional, a real Black traditional meal, along with the tradition of good luck. So we have our black eyed peas, we do with smoked turkey, and we have our greens, and all of the foods that people eat for the new year and the good luck, and we put it all together in the cornbread, delicious. Probably one of the only times I really eat black eyed peas, and I might have to put a recipe on here. I got it from another sister online. I think it's Divas Can Cook. Yes, sister girl can cook, and she has some good recipes. I'm all about bigging up somebody who has some good things going on. But anyway, that black eyed pea recipe is on. Okay, so anyway, and I don't even like black eyed peas. My children were eating them like asking for seconds and thirds. Okay, it's just like that good. Okay, but anyway, another side. So that's one of the things that we do. We celebrate it. We talk about the good of it and each of the principles going on for that day. And we end off. We don't do too much with the gift exchange. I'll be honest with you. One of the ways that we look at some of the gift exchanging is during the Christmas time, and we try to visit Black stores at some point in time, or get something that's Black during that particular time of year. We don't really do it so much. We don't really get into gift giving during Kwanzaa, except for when we have a Kwanzaa celebration at the house where we're inviting a lot of people over. Then usually I will give gifts to all of our guests and the children and everyone like that. But there's so much you can do. And I know a lot of people tend to lean towards the very African side of it. I tend to lean towards us as African Americans. We have created culture since being here, a type of culture being here. And so that's what I tend to lean on when we're talking about Kwanzaa. So that's it. Try to celebrate. If you haven't celebrated Kwanzaa before, try it. Check out some videos to get ideas on what you can do, especially if you have children. Learn more about it. Get books and resources. Watch. There's a good Kwanzaa video. I'll see if I can link it below. It's a family movie about Kwanzaa. Really good. And learn more about it and try to celebrate Kwanzaa this year. All right? That's it for now. As I say with all things, be beautiful. Be beautiful inside and out, and teach your children to be beautiful as well. All right, that's it for now. Peace. Oh, share this with someone who you think may like it or need to hear it, or someone else who might be interested in Kwanzaa and want to know more, okay? Said the same in different ways. All right, talk to you later. Peace.